Greetings, everyone. I am Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice, and we're under an auspicious 777 portal today at the time of recording this video, and we're moving it forward. All this awesome energy, right? The moon is conjunct with this. Remember the supermoon in Capricorn? Everybody was getting all worked up about, right? That is in conjunct with today's activation portal. And moving forward, this energy continues all month up until and moving forward and carrying on with another portal next month of the Lionsgate Abundance portal of 8-8. So let's dive into the runes and see what they have to say about all of this energy, this new paradigms, right? These new shifts in perspective and learning and the collective consciousness. Okie dokie, how we all feeling out there? And as usual, we will cleanse the space with the singing bowl here. And this is a $2 note representing uncommon abundance. How appropriate for this time frame, okay? So 3 deep breaths while we cleanse this space. All right, moving on in. Let's look into our past influences. It's the unknown. A lot of people call this the gambler's cup. And really, it's like any deterministic outcome that cannot be foreseen. This is Pertho, so it's also like resembling like a game, like a board game, or a friendly competition, or an initiation, or other people view it as the womb. Okay, you come in one side, you start the game, right, or you begin a project, and the outcome is unknown. So you start in one side, you go through this period of unknown, and then you're coming out the other side. And what that is we're coming out of this space of like confusion in the past, right? A lot of maybe some self-doubt. Just a lot of us have been called to pause and just go within and wait and really meditate and just be patient with these energies. These nice earth energies love to move really slowly. So coming out of that super moon, it's been very thorough with us, hasn't it? In our sense of identity here in the present influences. All right, this is Ewas, excuse me. This is Manas. This is the self, humanity, mankind, culture, labels, identity. So in the present influences, where we've come out of this past of the unknown and having more sense of self, more sense of identity, and maybe perspective on where we stand on certain issues in our practices, right? And what we're going to accomplish in the future. For future actions, this is interesting. This is the rune of hail. This is Hagalas. It can mean disruption, destructive and creative forces, right? This is also like, oops, I forgot something kind of moment, right? So this is, I'm being called just to make sure to let you know this is future actions are being prepared for whatever may come in the future, unforeseen circumstances. So along with this waiting period and the sense of identity, we're preparing ourselves for any sort of um, an unforeseen thing that may arise in the future, right? So how do we see what's unseen? How do we know what we're called to be unknown, right? This could mean a literal natural disaster, right? With large hailstones. The last time this hail rune came out, there were larger than baseball size hail, right, dropping all over the United States, including like Texas, right? And so places that seldom see though that type of weather, we're getting very, very significant changes and sudden changes in weather. So that could mean a very literal thing too. So just be prepared for the next season. So this is future actions are in our making sure that we have our needs met, that we have contingencies in place. If, like, say a lot of us just changed a career, okay, if this doesn't pan out, what do we have to fall back on? If this new acquaintanceship or partnership doesn't work out, what do I have to fall back on? So that sort of thing, like building our safety net, for an example here. Our actions taken for the best outcome, though, is a sort of a pilgrimage. This is Awas. Now, this is the horse rune. It's loyalty, with an energy that has proven themselves to you, right? So this is probably going back to basics for a lot of us in the future aspects, right? When we're coming out of the unknown, we have that stronger sense of self. We're prepared. We've been preparing here in the present actions for the next season, and or whatever case that may be, right? Whatever is coming up on the horizon, whether that's a new business venture, whether it's a literal season, or a new experience, like maybe going on a road trip, right? This pilgrimage speaks to that. This is our action taken for the best outcome again, right? So this may be a trip to a holy place to you. This may also mean a trusted energy or a trusted friendship that's proven themselves to you, whether that is your religious community, a spiritual community, a friend, somebody from your past that has proven their worth to you, right? This is, you're called to go into this sort of future adventure, whether that is just communicating and exploring new topics, maybe helping solidify what this preparation is, right? Or let's see what our feelings and emotions are so we can better understand that. It's in our perseverance. Okay. This is the U branch, Y-E-W. This is more about endurance, right? And with the hail and endurance in there, I believe that a lot of the doubt that's in our minds, with our sense of self, with coming from the unknown, preparing for again more of the unknown, more or less, we're on this pilgrimage to seek out information from trusted sources, or support from allies, right? So we are able to endure whatever is on the horizon, so we can face it together, right? A lot of us may be building our spiritual families, or our literal families even. In any case, when this U branch does not endure, it becomes forced, and the branches break off, and it becomes the ice rune. It becomes Isa. We're frozen, we're stuck, and we're rigid. And then we're forced to repeat lessons. However, when this endurance is taken care of, and we do it successfully, it's a brilliant sun rune of success. So let's look into our possible problems on this matter. There it is. There's that ice rune. That would be a very possible problem, wouldn't it? What if I stumble? What if I fall? What if? Get your head out of that, right? The now is the only thing you can really address. You can have these future thoughts and actions in mind and move towards them in the now and make sure that we're enduring. But the possible problems is, like I just said, if the U branches snap, it becomes ice. We become rigid and we're forced to repeat these lessons. All right. For the future outcome, though, is more the communication. This is like the antenna rune. This is divine downloads, right? This is a lot of flowing communication, like godlike communication. This is the rune Anzus. So, and for this, I believe during these portals, right, we're coming into a lot of unknown, uncertainty, a lot of us second guessing and having to repeat some lessons through that supermoon phase, right? And with the 777 portal happening now, right? We're more into our sense of self, our sense of identity, and preparing for whatever's on the horizon. In future actions, we're moving M for moving towards some sort of abundance, whether that's financial, material, familial, spiritual, even just that emotional and mental stability. That's a form of abundance as well. All right, and we're called to endure this phase because these prophetic downloads, this divine communication will come through. Okay, we will get that insight that we need. We really are called to endure this, and this is a lot of unknown, a lot of sense of identity. Where am I? Where am I going? What's the place? What's my place in this? Right? And just hang in there, everybody. I'm right there with you. I'm feeling these energies too, and it's not just you, and it's myself as well. It's the collective. There are a lot of things geopolitically even going on right now where a lot of our emotions and our heads are in that. There's a lot of the stuff that's been happening over the early summer. When that summer got going, boy, we just took right off. And now it feels like it's dragging, right? Because you went and squandered that energy. It's like the ant and the grasshopper scenario. Who's going to be ready for the next season? The ant or the grasshopper? You need that trusted source of energy. You need that pilgrimage to go on. And that will help you endure and get that divine communication for what's next. All right, your future outcome will be given to you if you're open to it. You just stay firm in your next steps and endure this, whatever may be coming here. Because we don't want to be stuck in that sense of identity too. A lot like the scientific method, right? The scientific method loves to be proven wrong, and it can be changeable. Where not the method itself, but say like somebody comes to a conclusion about something and somebody tests and it's peer reviewed to be something different. Well, then that opinion or that doctrine or that belief then is adapted to. Why aren't you doing the same? You're called to do that here, right? Be able to be open to sudden change and endurance, because in the end, this will make us stronger in our connection with our divine guides, whether that's your angels or a guru or some spiritual leader or whatever deity it is that you address. Um, the divine communication and those downloads for what's next is coming. Okay, this is a very lucky period for you, right? The 777 is very lucky. So the more we worry about controlling this endurance, the more likely it is going to break, and the more likely we are to repeat the process. So definitely trust the process because the answers are coming. It may not come from this. Maybe this will lead you to this. Maybe that journey or the pilgrimage or that trusted energy, this little bit of source, this extra information that you're getting in the future, right? As we're preparing ourselves for the future, we have a good sense of self, right? Maybe as we're preparing for that, we'll be led to where we can find these answers that we're looking for. Right? I know a lot of people come to channels like mine for the answers. But I'm telling you, this is how it is. The runes don't lie. Okay? I could pull all the tarot in the world too, and the tarot doesn't lie either. This is 100% up to your perception. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Up to your perception and your sense of self to be able to be adaptable to change and to move forward in enduring so you can get to your answers. Let's get some more clarification here from some oracle cards. These are the Soul's Journey cards with wonderful mandalas on them. These are messages directly from Source, straight to your spirit, straight to soul. Divine, what message of clarification do you have for the collective today on this rune reading? Please show me clearly. Okay. Got a couple here. We can do it, right? We can endure. I have 3 of them that popped out. Shall we do all 3? Yeah, I think so. All right, let's make some room. As we prepare for these major clarifications coming through. The first card is the card of imagination. It says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. That's the card of imagination. Now we have adversity. This card says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. Okay, and that's the card of adversity. I'm going to pick a different stone to rest that on. My apologies. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, we can do this. Okay. And then we have grief, and it says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. So we might have a sudden upset of loss there with that hail rune coming up. That doesn't mean, or maybe we came from a place of that, right? Some sudden upset just happened. Lost a friend. Maybe you lost a significant other. Okay. So not all of that is bad, okay? I'm reminding you that sometimes divine comes to us and takes things out of our lives to make room for things that are better. So let's go into imagination first. I'll read about imagination. Again, it says, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. By its very nature, the physical body is limited by 3 dimensions. But your mind is free to travel without boundaries and merge with the cosmic consciousness. Your mind is the great creator, and your imagination is the toolbox. Everything in life begins with the energy of imagination. Thoughts are real, and they can manifest themselves into the physical world. Train your mind to only have positive thoughts, and you will attract positivity into your life. If you can see it, you can be it. Visualize the components that you want in your life and imbue those thoughts with love so that they will become your reality. Conversely, if your mind stays to negative thoughts, you will only bring that energy to you. Be positive and loving. Imagination is creativity. Express yourself and let your imagination assist you in letting go of any creative blocks and allow your dreams to come true. Remember, you're not doing this for other people. It's your soul opening up and singing its own unique song. That is beautiful, y'all. So we're called to go into that imagination, right? A lot of us are thinking, well, how can I train my mind to be positive? How can I act as if when I have no idea what's going on? Well, a lot of that comes in our dreams. Like Neptune is in retrograde right now, helping us out. And a lot of us think that all retrogrades could be bad. Well, that's not true. This Neptune retrograde is a review period, and it's a lot of prophetic dreams coming into us, right? So we could tune into those and maybe get into learning what those dreams are meaning to us. Why are those thoughts coming up, right? Adversity, let's read about that. Again, this says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. No one ever said life is going to be easy. Obstacles are presented to you so that you may overcome them. Believe you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. Confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity, and then the next hurdle won't seem so daunting. Adversity is an opportunity for you to reach out to your soul family. You are not alone. In this time of challenge, you are definitely not alone. See? Or maybe through this you'll discover that you're not alone, right? That's interesting. If you need help, others are waiting to offer assistance. Yep. This test may have come into your life to teach you to receive rather than to give. A lot of us have been overgiving, right? Maybe that's the case. Are you an overgiver? Let me know in the comments below. I'm an overgiver too. I often do that. So when I see that somebody is appreciative of the energy, I want to like expand on that. Like, oh, yeah, that's great. So you like that? Let's do more. Okay. That leads to some grief, doesn't it? Let's read about grief. Telling y'all, I empathize with you. I'm here on this journey with you. Again, this card says, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Nothing is gone forever. The belief that we have lost something or something is merely, or excuse me, the belief that we have lost someone or something is merely an illusion to assist in learning to appreciate our having had it in the first place. Right? That reminds me, it's better to have loved and lost to have never loved at all. At least you know what love feels like and what love ought to feel like, right? At least you got to experience that. There are other souls in this world who are still looking for that. Right? I have two sons. I was married before. If that never happens to me again, at least I got to experience that. There are others out there who would die for the opportunity to have children. I am blessed, and so are you. All right? The emotional grief and the sense of loss are absolutely real, but that is the point. The lesson of loss is not about the actual physical separation, because the parting is temporary and illusory, like illusionary, so it's not real, right? The point of the lesson is to acknowledge that the bonds of love never end and that we have not been abandoned. When you accept in your heart that you will be reunited with everything you have ever loved, it will give you the ability to move on beyond your grief and derive something beneficial from the experience. To wallow in grief is to pass up the opportunity that you and your soul family have devised and learn nothing from it. Instead, allow your grief to take you to a place of deeper understanding. A lot of us are called in this time period, in the 777 to the 888, or excuse me, the 88 portal, to be in solitude, to be alone, to strengthen your gifts, strengthen your convictions, strengthen that identity, be prepared for what's next. All right, because soon we're going on that pilgrimage, and we'll have to endure whatever adventure comes ahead, right? Let's get some more clarification from the fairies. Fairies, what clarification do you offer the collective for today's rune reading? Oh, fairies, I know you're there. Saw one of you last night. Cheeky, cheeky. What messages do you have of clarification for the collective? You keep wanting to show me this card. I'm just going to pull it. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And thank you as well for these cards. Divine Source. Connect with nature. That's the card. You're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. A lot of us, when we're feeling that yuck, especially in that grief and adversity, right? We want to recluse. We want to go inside, withdraw, and go within. You can still be in solitude and go within yourself and be outside your home in a healthy environment, right? Maybe your home is the toxic environment, or maybe your home is a little stagnant, right? And getting a fresh perspective by seeing something new, by going outside, by going on that little pilgrimage, right? We can get grounded and receive that divine communication. I know I try to go barefoot walking in my park right up the road from me about 2 times a day, at least once a day, weather permitting. Some people ask me, well, what about the winter? Well, no, I don't really go barefoot walking when it's 20 below zero. Sorry. But it is a nice thought. There are other practices to get into grounding, like exercise, getting into your body work, I'm reading some more about this card, just looking it up here as I talk with you. All right, reminder, it says, you're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. This card comes to you because your body and soul are craving fresh air, trees, flowers, butterflies, birds, sunshine, and animals. The message is clear. Go outside. The answers to your questions are outdoors, in nature, where you can easily think and receive creative ideas. Get into that imagination, right? Even a brief stroll during your lunch hour will yield tremendous benefits. Additional meanings for the card are plant a flower garden, or adopt a new pet, or your children need to spend time outdoors, or go camping and hiking, or visit a rural or eco-friendly retreat center, like that pilgrimage maybe, or switch to a career where you can work outdoors with plants or animals, or trust the messages you receive when you spend time in nature. Another couple meanings are you have a natural gift for communicating with animals, or bring nature indoors with you, like potted plants, a fountain, and crystals. Or you need sunshine or full spectrum lighting to elevate your mood and emotions. And the final additional meaning for this card is eat more naturally, taking in fewer processed foods or beverages, like eating more naturally. So when I go down to the park and I say goodnight to the sun every night, I watch these beautiful sunsets. It's probably the best view of my area where I'm at. Just the river in the foreground, a little mountain in the background. It's stunning. I'm in awe and instilled with this great sense of gratitude. And it reminds me that even no matter what happened throughout the day, it's at its conclusion, right? And tomorrow's another day. And what we can handle is here and now. Every time I go out into nature, I receive such beautiful communications, even when it's something as simple as finding a goose feather or hugging a tree or talking to random people, conversations I never thought possible until I actually got out there. Just being open to the possibility of change invites that change, right? Being stagnant and stuck indoors or repeating the patterns that we have just makes it feel stuck in the same. We're going to pull a chakra token here. And we're going to get into this one. That is the solar plexus chakra. All right, and the mudra for the solar plexus chakra is one in each hand. So I'm just going to show you one hand here so you can see it better. The pinky and the middle fingers stay out, and the tips of the thumb and the index finger, the pointer finger, come together, and we can rest that on our laps. So it looks kind of like this. We just rest it on our laps. And the mantra we repeat to ourselves while listening to some nice meditation music, right, is RAM, RAM. Colors associated with that chakra are gold, honey, yellow gold, leaf green, right? Colors of that nature. The solar plexus chakra's solfeggio is at 528 hertz, and it's located just below the chest and above the navel. It is the center of self-esteem, confidence, and personal identity. Anyone who's struggling to live authentically or has control issues or has manipulative tendencies or low self-esteem would be said to have a blocked solar plexus chakra. To work on this frequency, to work on this, the frequency again is 528 hertz, 528. When you've opened your solar plexus, you should feel positive about life and honest to others and yourself. Being honest with yourself is so key, y'all. All right. I know this is a little confusing. However, hopefully we got some clarity and some good information on how to move forward. Okay. We can overcome that grief by recognizing that we had these blessings. And we know what that energy feels like. We've learned that lesson. We're ready for new ones. You really want to stay stagnant and repeat that? Or you want to overcome that adversity, adversity with your imagination and look forward to more beautiful and better things, being able to endure this. All right, everyone. It's the 777 portal. Yes, we're lucky. We're fortunate enough to have a roof over our heads in most places, right? Have that clean water and have food, and we're blessed to have had these experiences in our past to be able to learn and to grow from them, right? We can overcome that grief very easily and any adversity that comes our way by getting out into nature and doing some grounding work, meditating, connecting with Source, being open to that new information. A change of scenery is a change of perspective. That action creates that abundance it just invites more abundance to us, right? So when we're repeating and repeating and repeating, we just know what's going to happen, and we're kind of stagnant and lackluster about it. And that 528 hertz, y'all, it'll open you up. I swear, I promise. I love that. It's a magical frequency. It also helps really down to the molecular level of our DNA to repair it and restore it. And how magical is that? Look me up, right? Fact check that 528 hertz and do some research on that. Such a magical frequency. Again, the mudra is the thumb and the pinky and the ring fingers together, and we can just rest them on our laps, repeating RAM, RAM, while listening to that 528 hertz solfeggio frequency, right? We can do that out in nature, throw on some headphones, get out there, be that weirdo in the park like I am, and just do it. Do your meditation, like lead by example, right? Who cares what other people think, because you're healing. And that is a beautiful thing. I have been Eric Paulson with Your Essential Practice. Happy 777 portal up to the Lion's Gate portal on 8/8. I will be in touch with you more with these updates as the energy progresses. Okay? If you want a personal rune reading from me, you can contact me at youressentialpractice@gmail.com. Namaste. Have a blessed and abundant day.